Days away from another Super Bowl appearance, but there's still talk of dysfunction in the organization. Yesterday, both Robert Kraft and his son Jonathan told NFL Network there's no dysfunction in New England. But Robert said there's, quote, tension, and added tension helps make great things happen. Shannon, do you believe in Kraft? Is there tension brewing?
Yeah, absolutely. But that's not what he said, Skip. That's not what his statement said. That's not what his statement said. I mean, he released this after Seth Wickersham's article came out. He said in recent days there have been multimedia reports that have speculated theories that are unsubstantiated, highly exaggerated, or flat-out inaccuracies.
Okay.
He goes on the NFL Network 4 or 5 days later and says, you know, we can keep this thing going, but we got to get our ego in check.
He did.
Now he's talking about there's tension. Now, he closed this statement, says, as our actions have shown, we stand united. How, if there's tension? See, tension is a precursor to something that's really coming down the road that you're not going to like. You see, what has happened is that you have stood united because whatever Coach Belichick has wanted, you've granted him permission to do. If he wants to get rid of somebody, and he believes in this wholeheartedly, I'll get rid of somebody a year too early as opposed to a year too late. He allowed Coach Belichick not only to trade Drew Bledsoe, he traded him to the Buffalo Bills, who they were going to see twice a year for the very foreseeable future. He had no problem with that. We're going to trade Richard Seymour. We're going to trade for Randy Moss. We're going to let Ty Law walk. We're going to let Lawyer Malloy go. William again. All that. Mr. Kraft never said a word. It wasn't until he sent for his guy, his son of sons, Tom Brady.
He did.
That he had to go. He had to go back at the no sir bill. That will not happen on my watch.
Nope.
Because at the end of the day, I admire what you do. And that big old paycheck that you get, guess who paid it? So when it comes down to it, guess who has final say on everything? Now I've let you have your say. Skip. You can be told yes a million times, but that one time that you're told no, Jenny, it really stings. This stung. Because he believed, Coach Belichick believed in his heart of heart, that he had the guy that was going to be the bridge. Jimmy Garoppolo was going to be the bridge from Tom Brady to the Patriots' future. And Mr. Kraft said, nope, tear it down, build another one. He said it. Now, I'm trying to figure out all these years, we've never heard of anything like this get out of the Patriots. Not once.
Not once.
Now, all of a sudden, while he's trying to mask it, we're going to talk about this a little later, but Jonathan and Mr. Kraft say Tom Brady is going to call his termination. He gets to retire on his terms. Somebody ain't going to like that. Because they've been talking about all this time. I want to play until my mid-40s. Mr. Kraft, Robert, because the owner says, well, he's going to play. He wants to play until he's 50. You hear Coach Belichick say nothing. Coach Belichick ain't said nothing about playing tomorrow.
Well, he thought this was the swan song year. This was it.
I've never heard of tension being good.
Really?
Nah. I mean, guitars, you like, tight strings like that, but not when it's dealing with people. Because if you know what happened with tension, something's coming down the turnpike.
So, I agree with your first point. By using the word tension, Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, acknowledged the truth, the core of truth in the Seth Wickersham ESPN article. That's what he's saying, as opposed to all those quotes you read, all those public denials.
Exactly.
Now he's saying, okay, we got tension, but we don't have dysfunction.
No.
And I'm going to buy that part.
Of course. Oh, no.
Because dysfunction to me is disaster. It's chaos. It's internal self-destruction, usually, in this case, triggered by runaway, run-amok egos. Somebody needs more credit than somebody else has or is getting. And all I know is this team is about to play its 8th Super Bowl in this run with this coach and this quarterback, right? So it can't be dysfunction.
No.
Now, where I disagree with you, but we may have different circumstances, I came up in a business that was fraught with what I would call and was called creative tension. I don't know if you've seen the movie that's out right now, The Post. Did you see
I did.
The Post? Okay.
Great.
So it's great. And Meryl Streep, Tom Hanks, they're playing
Got
Catherine Graham.
nominated again.
Yeah, Catherine Graham, Ben Bradley of the Washington Post. Okay. So I came up, and I wasn't at that paper, but I was at the Los Angeles Times and several other papers, Chicago Tribune. And trust me, those newsrooms ran on creative tension. There was yelling and screaming and criticizing and pushing and pulling, and out of it sprang greatness and Pulitzer Prizes, not for me, but for others. That's what happens in those newsrooms. Jimmy Johnson created the greatest, scariest creative tension I've ever been around with those young Cowboys in the early 90s.
How did that end?
Well, Jimmy's going to be a short timer in that regard because it's going to be go, go, go. He's going to push, push, push. Now, if the owner had backed off and let him keep pushing and the owner didn't want to share credit, then it could have lasted much longer.
Maybe we have the Patriots before the Patriots become the Patriots.
You might. But all of the veteran, big ego Dallas Cowboys of that era, Michael Irvin, all the way up to Charles Haley.
Troy.
Yeah, right. All of them. They feared Jimmy because he was a thunderstorm waiting to explode all over everybody. And you didn't know. And it was great because everybody was a little bit on edge. Well, that's good. But I don't think that's going on here.
No.
I don't get creative tension. So, once again, because nobody else will defend Tom Brady, I'm going to defend him on this count. Because there's definitely tension between the coach and the quarterback.
Oh, yes.
Escalated by what just happened where the owner picked his son over the coach.
That is correct.
Okay, so why do they coexist? It's because the quarterback still has, to me, almost a childlike reverence for the authority of the head coach. Like he grew up thinking that the coach cannot be questioned. Whatever the coach says goes. And Tom Brady still accepts that and doesn't challenge that. I saw a quote from Fran Tarkenton the other day, and younger viewers won't remember Fran, but you being from Minnesota, you remember Fran.
Sign.
But he got to 3 Super Bowls, Fran Tarkenton. He lost all 3. He was pretty good, right? And he said, if I had been Tom Brady, I would have been out of control. I would have been impossible to coach because, man, if I had 5 rings, you couldn't tell me what to do. He would have rebelled against anything his coach told him. I don't think Tom rebels at anything. There's quiet warfare going on between them, but there's not open public warfare, except coming from the other side. Go ahead.
But you know what happened, Skip? Once this power struggle that was going on between Coach Belichick and Tom Brady, and Mr. Kraft chose Tom Brady's side, Tom Brady walked by Bill Belichick.
Probably he did,
Daddy
but he didn't do it publicly. He didn't do it for the media. But the coaches started firing at the quarterback over the lacerated hand, the 12 stitches, and what did he say? It wasn't open heart surgery. And then he says, it wasn't. This was more media circus than football crisis. Well, those are direct shots at the quarterback.
Well, he started this a couple of years ago. Because when Deflategate came out, he said, I don't know about no football.
Ask the quarterback.
That doesn't start well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably, you think that's where it started?
With Deflategate? I do. I don't think Tom, I heard this from a couple of his friends, he did not love that the coach didn't immediately stand up and have his back.
Yeah,
now, the owner stood up. Remember, that happened on Saturday.
Right.
In between, it's the week off, at the end of the week off before the Seattle Super Bowl.
Correct.
Then they flew to Phoenix,
right.
And Robert Kraft did a
soon as he got the
impromptu press conference, completely defending his organization against the Deflategate charges. So the point is, the coach didn't have the quarterback's back, and as I've told you before, several of Tom's friends have told me over the really last 10 years, he can't understand why there's no social relationship there at all. There's an arm's length relationship.
Tom can't understand, but you understand why.
I do.
Because the very reason that Mr. Kraft cannot let go, because he's gotten too close. They've gone on vacation. He's FaceTiming him. Oh, Daddy, I got a boo-boo on my thumb. Oh,
it took 12 stitches to close the boo-boo. I think that's more than a boo-boo, but go ahead.
Can you come see about me?
And he did. He flew right back to make sure little Tommy was okay, right? He did. So the point is that Tom Brady doesn't openly challenge or publicly challenge the head coach.
Right.
It wouldn't work if he did. He could blow this thing up at any point because he'd say, I got 5 rings. I was the biggest reason we won 5 rings, and you're not giving me enough credit.
I believe if you were to publicly challenge Coach Belichick would walk away.
Maybe. Well, then this whole thing would walk away, right? Am I right?
We're going to discuss that a little later also, Skip. But it just goes to show you why they tried to put a positive spin on it. Mm-hmm. It's inaccuracies, some flat-out lies.
Yep.
We stand united. No.
Yep.
Because like I said, Mr. Kraft has told Coach Belichick a million times yes. But that one time that he told him no hurt the most. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens. We love the wins, but it's the losses that hurt. Mm-hmm. The yeses, we love those, Skip, but it was that one time he told him no. You cannot release him or you cannot trade him. You will trade the other guy, and Tommy's going to stay put as long as he wants to stay put.
Okay. But Tom Brady keeps biting his lip before he talks to the media, and not one time has he openly challenged the head coach on any point that I can ever remember. Do you remember any?
No.
Okay, is that not why? So the tension works. There's coexistence.
Right.
There's tension between those two. You can't tell me there's not. And I think that Bob Kraft just acknowledged that.
And Skip, when you're in the moment, when things are going good, you put that aside. It's when you stop. Once this season's over and Coach Belichick, he gets an opportunity to sit back and assess what transpired and, okay, how do we keep this thing going? Because I don't believe Coach Belichick thinks that Tom Brady's going to play until his mid-40s. How do we go on now? Because I had the guy. No question in my mind, I had the guy that was going to take us and win this one more Super Bowl.
Yep.
And then what? Because all Coach Belichick needs is one. One without 12, and there's no question in anybody else's mind.
I'm convinced if you put Bill Belichick on a lie detector that he would express very mixed emotions about whether he even wants to win the Super Bowl or not. Not that you don't, because part of you does. I mean, it's the Super Bowl, right, and it's your legacy too. But there's part of him that's rooting against Tom Brady. There is. There has to be.
Maybe
wanted him gone.
Maybe he wins and he gets beat up pretty bad. He's like, that's enough. I can't take this punishment anymore.
Maybe.
But this is not good. And for the owner, because normally Mr. Kraft could have kept shooting it down. Oh, there's no egos. Hey guys, we're winning. Mm-hmm. And people are going to try to tear us down. But for him to at least acknowledge it, Skip, nothing comes out of the Patriots. We've got nothing out of this organization for 18 years. Mm-hmm. And then in the last 3 weeks, we've gotten more than we've gotten in 18 years. Mm-hmm. Why is that? Somebody wanted this story to get out about Coach Belichick, Mr. Kraft, and Tom Brady. Somebody wanted that story out.
I already told you where I thought it came from.
Well,
it came from the coaches.
I don't think it came from him. I'm Team Belichick.
Oh, you're defending Bill Belichick.
You had to pick a side. You Team Anderson or you Team Jolie? I'm Team Belichick. You Team Brady. Coach Belichick's going to win this battle.
There's only one team here, and it's Team Brady.
Belichick.
He made all this happen.
He drafted Brady.
If they lose, I think this story, the layers, it's going to start building and coming.
If they lose, you got some. You might have dysfunction.
Oh, real dysfunction.
Yeah. All right, everybody might go.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a different quarterback, all right? Kirk Cousins. He is going to be on a new team next season after the surprising trade.